Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. As you know, I only make videos when I find something intriguing, and of course, I'm intrigued. So this episode is going to be about Devin Haney. Devin Haney is an undefeated and now undisputed champion after beating George Kambosos of the world. Right now, he's been treated very unfairly in the boxing world. Kind of pushed to the side, even though his skill set says that he's one of the greats. Now there are four really popular young fighters at the moment. At least a couple years ago, there were four that were leading the way. It was Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and Shakur Stevenson. Now, of these four, two of them have been promoted extremely well. Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez were promoted extremely well. Devin Haney was not promoted so well by the majors. Now, Devin Haney, for those that understand the entertainment world a little better, he would be what you call an independent artist, right? All of those other fighters that I named, they're all signed to a promotional company, right? Devin Haney has created his own promotional company and he signed himself. All right, what does that mean? That means that although he doesn't get the recognition and the eyeballs that, let's say, Javonte Tank Davis might get, right? He does get equivalent pay because he's his own boss. That being said, after defeating George Kambosos, with completely unfair restrictions and regulations in order to gain a fight. He has to go to Australia. Fights are usually held in Las Vegas, Nevada. He had to go to Australia. He had to have a guaranteed rematch clause that said he would go back to Australia even if he won the fight. Normally he fights for about $3 million, $5 million a fight. He got $3 million in this fight. So he took a heavy reduction. George Kambosos, whose highest payday was about $1 million, got $10 million for this fight. So he bent over and got the Vaseline out and did what he had to do in order to secure the championships and the legacy. So he's done that, right? And it still seems like Devin Haney is being purposely outshadowed by the media. He's not being cheered on. And the question is why, right? And I'm pretty sure the reason is because he's an independent contractor, right? He's signed to himself. He doesn't have to split his pie with anybody. He gets a very, very large piece of the pie if he fights anybody else. So it makes it very unattractive for people who want to do business with him, number one, because they won't be getting the piece of the pie that they normally would be getting. And again, he doesn't garner as many eyeballs as some of the other fighters in his class, his weight class. But that's not why I made this video, interestingly enough. Interestingly enough, I made this video because of the three fighters outside of Devin Haney that I mentioned, we'll add the fourth fighter, Javonte Tank Davis. People that are in his weight class, of notoriety and of his skill level, and the people who are highly demanded to fight each other, right? So again, I'll name them again. We've got Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, and I've added into Javonte Tank Davis. Now, normally I don't add him because I believe he's a little bit elder statesman. I don't believe he's in their class. But he is in their weight class, so he's part of the group that should be fighting. Now, of these four people, Teofimo Lopez has decided to leave that weight class, put on weight, and go up to a higher weight class, therefore avoiding a fight with Devin Haney. I don't know if that's strategic or not, but he did decide to gain weight, leave the weight class, not fight Devin Haney, and go on and fight people that are in the 140 weight class division. Okay, Ryan Garcia has just come out, shown off his new body and his new weight, and he's weighing 140. So he's weighing up out of his weight class and will not be fighting Devin Haney because they will no longer be in the same weight class. 2 might be a coincidence. 2 might be a coincidence. Javonte Tank Davis, his promoter, Floyd Mayweather, has stated clearly that they have no interest in pitting Javonte Davis against Devin Haney because Javonte Davis is not in pursuit of belts. He's in pursuit of fame and fortune. Really more fortune than fame, but with the fame comes the fortune. So he's in pursuit of fame and fortune. He doesn't fight for belts. He fights for money. And Floyd did a good job with that, and Javonte Davis is now doing a good job at that. So can we argue? No. But that makes 3, and when we have 3, we have to stop thinking about coincidences now. Now we have to think of a deliberate mindset of avoiding Devin Haney. That leaves Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is a little younger and a little lighter than Devin Haney. He would have to move up in weight to be in the same weight class as Devin Haney. I don't think that would be a stretch for him to do. But honestly, I don't think the world is interested in seeing them 2 fight. See, Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney is a fight for the boxers of all boxers, right? The most knowledgeable about the sport. That's who can watch that fight and truly appreciate it for what it is. Other than that, to most people, that would be probably one of the most boring fights that boxing has to offer. So that being said, I believe Devin Haney is officially being avoided by all of the top fighters. I believe they've left him alone in his division to have all of the belts. And no longer will his division be considered the most challenging and most demanding and most popular and most interesting division in boxing. It'll now be the 140 division because all of the opponents have fled to join each other in the higher ranks. Anyway, those are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe, comment down in the bottom, and I'm out.